Hello and welcome back to the Wrestling Group. I am your host, as always, Ryan, and today we are going to be doing another one of our top 5 wrestling rankings videos. We're looking at the top 5 matches of Sammy Guevara in AEW. Now, Sammy Guevara is an AEW original, having signed with the company when it was created back in 2019. I'll admit Sammy was one of the few names on the initial roster that I didn't recognise, but it didn't take long to realise why he was signed. All eyes were on Guevara from the very first episode of Dynamite. He found himself against Cody Rhodes, and by the end of the night, he was a member of Chris Jericho's original faction, the Inner Circle. At times, Sammy's booking has been a bit up and down, and he's been off our TVs with suspensions, etc. But every time he's in the ring, you know he's going to give it his all. And if there's something high enough for him to jump off, then you know he will. Sammy is like a human highlight reel. That brings us to the question though, what are Sammy Guevara's top 5 matches in AEW so far? As always, we will run down our list of top 5 and you can do the same in the comments section below. As always, we will start from number 5 and make our way down to number 1, with that being his greatest match of his AEW career so far. So in at number 5, we have Sammy Guevara versus Miro for the TNT Championship on Dynamite. Miro had a decent run as TNT champion, although obviously he's been off our TV screens again for quite some time now. He successfully defended the title 8 times before facing Sammy in September of 2021. This was an exciting match to main event the episode, with Miro showing off his power and strength and Sammy showing off his quickness and agility. Both men came close on occasions, but it was Sammy who picked up the victory. He hit Miro with a tornado DDT, a GTH, followed by a 630 senton, and pinned him to become the new TNT champion. Sammy has held the title 3 times in total so far, which is a record that he shares with Cody Rhodes and Wardlow. In at number 4, Sammy Guevara versus Chris Jericho versus Bryan Danielson versus Claudio Castagnoli for the Ring of Honor World Championship at Full Gear. This match pitted Jericho and Sammy of the JS, as it was at the time, against Danielson and Claudio of the BCC. Well, that is what their original idea was, but this was a fatal 4-way rules, so all guys eventually had to face each other. Determined to walk away with the title, all 4 guys really let things go. To end this one, Guevara drops Castagnoli with an avalanche cutter. Danielson counters a Spanish fly into the label lock, but Jericho manages to break it up. Castagnoli plants Danielson with the neutralizer on the floor. Guevara then hits a shooting star press onto the floor, and Castagnoli swings Guevara, but Chris Jericho hits a leaping Judas effect. He hits another Judas effect for the win and retains the championship. In at number 3, Sammy Guevara versus Cody Rhodes for the TNT Championship in a ladder match at Beach Break. Cody Rhodes was the TNT champion going into this match, but Sammy Guevara was the interim TNT champion too. Originally these two were set to face for the title at Battle of the Belts, but Cody tested positive for COVID. So Sammy would instead face Cody's brother Dustin for the interim championship, instead a placeholder until he could face Cody for the real championship. This match was full of big spots as soon as the ladders came into play. The first big spot came when Cody hit Guevara with a suplex off the ladder. Guevara hit Cody with a perfect Cody cutter from the top of the ladder. Cody returned the favour by hitting Sammy with a crossroads off the ladder. And later, Guevara leapt off the top of the ladder on the outside and connected with a swanton, landing with a bang on his opponent, who was stretched out over another ladder. As both men were on top of the ladder, Sammy hit Cody in the face with both championships, which knocked him to the mat, and Sammy pulled them down for the victory, then becoming, for the short time, known as the Undisputed TNT Champion, holding both the TNT title and the Interim Championship too. In at number 2, Sammy Guevara versus Bryan Danielson in a 2 out of 3 falls match on Dynamite. This match was actually part of the build-up to a Ring of Honor Fatal 4-Way match that I mentioned earlier, and this actually ended up being the better match. This was a great main event match on a solid episode of Dynamite. The first fall was over quite early as Bryan hit a dropkick that sent Guevara to the floor by his wife Timello, who then blocked Danielson from diving and capitalising. Danielson moved her out of the way, which allowed Guevara to chuck a chair in the face of Danielson right in front of the referee to get intentionally disqualified. Guevara then continued his assault, grabbing a microphone and jamming it into the eye of Danielson, with Danielson leading 1-0. Sammy's game plan seemed obvious now, as a bloody Danielson was pinned after the GTH to make it quickly 1-1. The third and final fall was where the action was. Sammy quickly tried to put Bryan away again, but the heart of the American Dragon was not to be denied. Both guys went hard, but it was Danielson who got the deciding fall and overall victory as he submitted Sammy to the bell lock. So what is the greatest match so far in Sammy Guevara's AEW career? Well, in at number 1, Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin versus Jungle Boy versus MJF, the AEW World Championship at Double or Nothing. Now, going into this match, AEW had named all 4 guys as the pillars of the company's future. This was the first time all 4 had faced off against each other, and it was for MJF's World Championship. AEW really made the most of this match, as all 4 got big entrances, and during Sammy's entrance he announced that he was going to be a father. The match started out red hot. All 4 guys eventually paid tribute to their mentors using their finishes on each other, which was a really cool thing to see. We had Darby hitting MJF with the death drop, obviously Sting's finisher. We've seen Sammy hit Darby with the code breaker, which obviously for the time was Chris Jericho's finisher. Jungle Boy hit the kill switch on Sammy, which obviously was Christian Cage's finisher. And MJF hit the crossroads on Jungle Boy, which obviously is Cody Rhodes' finisher, and the crowd went nuts for it. It was like back to back, one hit one, then the next one hit the next, and then the next one hit the next, and it worked so well, and the crowd seemed to eat it up. This was such a fun and entertaining match that got all 4 guys to showcase why AEW had put so much faith in them for the future. But in the end though, it was MJF who came out on top and retained the title by pinning Darby Allin. So obviously in Fatal 4-Way matches there's a no disqualification rule, so the AEW Championship was used in effect. As Darby Allin climbed up the top turnbuckle, he went for a death drop on Jungle Boy. MJF laid the AEW Championship on him, so effectively when Darby hit the death drop, he hit it straight onto the championship, which isn't great for his back. And then this was around the time, if you remember, they had the storyline of MJF saying he could pin Darby Allin with a headlock takeover, which obviously he did at one point. And then in this match, just to add the insult to injury, after Darby had hit the coffin drop on the AEW Championship. MJF then hits the side headlock takeover one more time and gets the victory. So there you have it. That is Sammy Guevara's top 5 matches in AEW so far. So do you agree with our list? Let us know in the comment section below what your top 5 Sammy Guevara matches are. Also, let me know, do you think Sammy Guevara could make his way to the top in AEW? Do you think at some point he could become AEW World Heavyweight Champion? Let me know. And as always, don't forget to give us a like, comment, and subscribe to TWG, the wrestling group, today.